Hey everybody, Wolfie here. This isn't X3 related, so the title should have been a giveaway for that, but anyway. So it's been a while since I posted the Wake Up Now, is it a scam? Yeah, it's a frickin' scam video. And it's been out long enough and posted up there long enough to attract a few bites from people eager to defend the thing. And I figured I would post one last video on the subject. I hate repeating myself, so this will be the last I really talk about this. If 2 videos from me and the random text responses in the comments aren't enough to dissuade you from participating in this scam, you don't deserve your money anyway. So go ahead and piss it away, that's fine. But there were a few points that I wanted to cover that came from these avid defenders of this wonderful make money fast scheme. How dare I suggest that it's a scam? Lots of very angry people, and it always tickles me when I get active defenders of these kinds of scams. It's never the company owners. It's always people that are participating. It's always people who have sunk their money into it already, and they're desperate to make it work so they can get their money back out of it. But we'll get into that in a bit. So if you see me glancing to, well, this side, I have no idea if it's going to be left or right. I forget this mirrored crap. You see me glancing up here, it's because I took some notes. I want to try not to ramble too much in this video. Not that I really rambled in the previous one, but I think I need to be more on point and really just deliver individual little nuggets to try to drill it into these little brains that they're being ripped off. The first thing I have to say about this is that I understand what it's like to get suckered into a scheme, put money into it, and start to realize, even pretty quickly, or in my case it was really quick, but in a lot of cases it takes months or years for people to figure out that something's not right. The promises are just not coming true. I'm having to do more than they said I'd have to, or they just start thinking, where is this money coming from? That or no money comes in at all. I got suckered in once as well. Thankfully, I didn't really sink very much of my money into it. Somebody else was suckered in deeper and ended up paying for me, which is a bit silly. And that company went on to sue me when I publicly disclosed their scam and what they were doing to rip people off. That settled out of court very handsomely, and I did not walk away the loser, incidentally. I'm actually kind of waiting for the Wake Up Now people to threaten to sue. Incidentally, if you're watching and you're interested in suing, feel free to do a Who Is lookup on my domain, wilfie.com, to find my name, my full name, and current mailing address for service. I invite your litigation and can't wait to wipe the walls with you in court. Anyway, let's get on to... No, sorry, I need to finish that point, that thought first. And I said I wasn't going to ramble. I know what it feels like to be invested in something, personally, financially. There's a psychological condition, not really condition, it's just something humans do. When we get invested in something, we want to keep investing in it as if we can force it to work. Make it start functioning or behaving the way we expect it to get what we want out of it. In investment banking, it's called the principle of diminishing returns, or pouring good money after bad. Chasing your losses is another common term. When you get your first taste of reality after you've invested in something like this, like Wake Up Now, ironically, you wake up and you realize that that first taste is pretty bitter, and you're not getting any of your money back, or maybe you're getting a little bit, but not all of it, or not enough, something. So the red light there, the big red flag, should be saying, get out, cut your losses, and bail. But a lot of people, this happens in investment, it happens in business, it happens with schemes like this, and that's why they work. You double down on the crazy. You try even harder to recruit people. You push even harder to drive sales. You bang the drum louder. You keep trying. Because, god damn it, you're going to prove that it works. It becomes your mission, your personal mission, to prove that this thing some other guy or some other group of people invented works. You're doing their work for them. So I understand when people who post angry, little bitter comments on my video about this, I think probably this one too, I get it. You don't want to admit that you got scammed or conned. You're probably not in the best financial shape to begin with, which is why you fell into this thing in the first place. And it kind of sucks to have somebody else point out all the little details that you're kind of feeling stupid for not catching yourself. It's okay. If you have invested in this thing, incidentally, I would suggest doing everything you can to distance yourself from it. Obviously, stop paying them. Return any merchandise they may have sent you, although I don't think WakeUpNow actually sells products. I think they just sell this MLM scheme. And if you can, do a chargeback. Dispute any credit card payments you've made. Call it out for being fraudulent. Tell your bank that you're being defrauded by these people, and you raise enough noise, you make enough of a stink, you'll get your money back, even when places like this say no refunds. No, there's always refunds. The company that sued me, very first thing they say on their sign-up sheets are that there's no refunds, and throughout the whole ordeal they remind you there's no refunds. What do you think the very first thing they suggested was when they realized I was going to actually go to court and fight them? A fucking refund. So anyway, and I wasn't suing them. They sued me for complaining about them. Keep that in mind. Legitimate businesses don't have to do that. So, with nearly 8 minutes of introductory babble, let's get into the in-depth analysis. I'm going to respond. I'm not going to mention individual people, because I've already replied to the more egregious commenters. You know who you are. I don't know if you'll even watch this follow-up or not, but it'll be interesting to see if you do. Not trying to call individual people out. I'm trying to make you understand your mistakes and what's going wrong in your thinking about this whole thing. There are 4 major points I'm going to go over. The first is the behavior of current members and their desperation to defend this thing. Almost as if they think that if they can just convince me, even I will sign up, and I could be a potential downline, you never know. So, hey, let's keep engaging with this asshole that claims that this is a scam. The second point is that nobody seems to know what the hell they're actually selling. The third is that many people involved, including some of these defenders, openly admit that they're not doing any work after they do the initial recruitment. And fourth, that we'll get into, is the fact that not a single person that has commented or discussed this with me in support of WakeUpNow has ever even acknowledged or addressed the point that I made about the company's own disclosures, stating that only half of 1% of participants ever make their money back. Everybody else makes less. Most make none. So that's the outline. Those are the 4 points we're going to go over. If you already think you've got answers, well then keep on watching and you can find something in my video to pick apart. Because if I get one detail wrong, it proves the whole thing's right and I'm just a dick. That's not actually how it works, but it's how you feel. And I encourage you to follow your hearts. So let's talk about current members. People participating in the scheme who are actively defending this thing, as if it's their younger sister and they're defending her virtue. What's interesting to me is how these people are on the attack. All I've done is criticized a scheme, a multi-level marketing scheme, a pyramid scheme called WakeUpNow. I've explained why it's a pyramid scheme. I've explained why it's never going to return your investment, so-called. And that's about it. So you would think a reasonable discussion could take place. But the people that get so vested in this, so dug in to this scheme, they've got to make it work, they're so angry at somebody pointing out the flaws that what they want to do is attack me. They don't necessarily address my complaints, they attack the messenger. It's a standard, it's one of the logical fallacies called the ad hominem. You attack the messenger instead of the message. Change the conversation. Draw attention away from the 800-pound gorilla, being the scam itself. What amuses me most is that somebody, now if I flagged it for spam and blocked the user, at least I think it blocks, I'm not sure, I'll have to go back and check. But on the first video, some asshole posted a message that supported WakeUpNow, but also shilled for another MLM scheme. So, in the midst of trying to support one scheme, they're shilling for another in response to my video about how it's a scam. So these people don't quit. This sort of demonstrates the desperation in the air. They are so, they need it to work so badly that they will talk anywhere, even when it's completely inappropriate. They'll bring up the scheme that they're selling anywhere they can, to any audience. Just it made me chuckle. Another attribute or aspect of the comment that really prompted me to record this second video was the kind of elitism, the attitude that one of the commenters had. They wrote something to the effect of, well, whether you're with us or not, we're leaving. You know, we're on our way to the top. Something stupid like that. And the thought that went through my mind when I read that is, does that mean you're trying to be one of those elitist one-percenters? That's a bit of an I got mine, so screw you attitude, isn't it? Kind of goes against the cooperative spirit of this team building thing you're talking about, isn't it? The attitude is basically, well, we've got our team, screw everyone else. That's never healthy. And it also seemed, it really screamed of, get in now while the getting's good. Almost as if somebody had finally figured out that, you know, if the scheme runs out of fish to catch, the money dries up. The next thing I want to bring up about people defending this thing is the common behavior in it. The tendency for them to constantly repeat or rephrase the same sales nonsense that they started with in the first place. The first video debunked a lot of that, and some of the responses to it are just repetition of the same things that I've already, you know, torn down. Excuse me a moment. I have an angry cat. I'm still recording. I love weekend cleaning. Okay, angry cat's taken care of. Yes, welcome to Wolfie Videos, where they're not professional productions, I just record shit. So yeah. They just keep repeating themselves. They repeat the same tired, vapid promises and vague assurances of what you can achieve with this thing without ever getting into specifics. Probably the funniest comment I got in response to the original video was somebody who asserted I couldn't tell if he meant that there were millions or if there were thousands, because he wrote a 4-digit number, a comma, and 3 more zeros, and then put a plus after it. So, even giving the benefit of the doubt and assuming that he meant thousands, he claims that thousands of Fortune 500 companies have partnerships with WakeUpNow. Thousands. Fortune 500. Think really hard about what the 500 refers to in the title there of Fortune 500. There's only 500 companies on the list. And it seems pretty unlikely that all of them have partnerships with WakeUpNow. In fact, I went looking, because I'm just annoying like that. You'd think that a Fortune 500 company might be excited to announce a partnership with WakeUpNow, especially if they're providing incredible discounts only to the exclusive club of members of this amazing scheme. But no. What makes it hard to track this down is that nobody's really naming names. Nobody. There's some name dropping off in random threads on the internet discussing whether that's a scam or not. Walmart's a name that was mentioned. And it's funny that I searched through their entire storefront website and through their investor relations and About Us website, through their SEC filings, through pretty much all of their public material and all of their promotional material, their press releases and all of that. No mention of WakeUpNow at all, anywhere, by anybody. That's actually a common thread with this thing. The only things you can find online about this company is its name, its sales pitch, and internet threads discussing whether or not it's a scam. Those are the biggest red flags in the universe, incidentally. It's a scam. But I find it interesting, though, that despite all these claims of amazing discounts and partnerships with all these big companies, nobody gives details. What company? What % discount? What are the terms and conditions? What are the exclusion periods? When can you not use this discount? And finally, how do you use the discount? Do you get a code that you just plug into a website when you make an order? Do you get a card that gets printed out and mailed to you that you show at the Walmart checkout and they scan it and automatically you get 10% off your order? What's the deal? How do you actually make use of the discount? Surely you know. I mean, you're selling these discounts, aren't you? So how does it work? Why won't you tell us? How come nobody just comes out with a flat example and just says, yeah, I go to blah 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 website, I log in, I click a link, and then any order I make on the website I land on, say Walmart.com, after I've clicked that link, I automatically get a 20% discount on my shopping cart. That would be something we could work with. We could independently verify it. You could actually see that it works. But no, nobody's doing that. I have an idea what kind of discounts are actually available, and it stinks of affiliate marketing. And what I mean is, if you want any discount offered by these salesmen, by this company, you have to log in to the company portal. You give your credentials. They verify that you're a member in good standing, that you've paid your dues. Then they give you access to their inventory of discounts. And what are they? They're links to all the different companies that they have affiliate accounts with. Say Amazon. or Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot, any place that pays a percentage or some kind of bonus or a referral bonus or an affiliate bonus for every purchase made by somebody who follows a link from your website that has a unique code that identifies you in it. Everybody and their brother can do this. It's free. You can go to Amazon.com right now and sign up for an affiliate account. I think they call it Amazon not Marketplace, Amazon Merchant or something like that. And they'll generate links for you that you can just copy paste right onto your website. And anytime somebody clicks, a little tracking cookie gets added to their session. And if they make a purchase of anything, not just the product you referred, but any purchase, you get between 4 and 8%. What they tend not to mention is that the price the person who makes the purchase pays goes up a little bit. Probably not all the way up to the 4 to 5 or 8%, but it does go up. If you take a cookieless, clean session and browse the same product without being logged in, and without that tracking cookie, you may find a lower price. Amazon's already been caught doing this sort of thing, and other companies do it too. So, in this case, you've got a portal that spits out links to these different sites, and you may well get a discount. I somehow don't think Walmart's handing out a 20% discount. I think Walmart might be doing more like 1 or 2%. You can find that sort of thing on fatwallet.com, for example. And plenty of people do this all the time to save a bit of money. But even so, if that's the depth of the partnerships that this company has, you understand that they don't pay, the companies don't pay for that. These companies aren't paying for space. They're not buying advertising. I suppose technically they are, but they're not making an upfront payment, that's for sure. The payment they make is the big chunk of change that goes into WakeUpNow's pocket when you click one of those affiliate links. See, they're getting money too. It's another way that they get money out of the scheme. You have to pay for access to this list of approved merchants, and every time you buy something from an approved merchant, you get the company gets a kickback from the purchase. So, come on, this is no different than any other kind of affiliate marketing, except it's got this obnoxious recruitment aspect attached to it. Another defense that comes up, another change the subject kind of defense, is what's wrong with recruiting 12 people? I don't see what the big deal is. Well, apart from the fact that you're pestering friends and neighbors to buy into some scheme that they don't give a crap about, you're not actually selling anything of value. You're not providing any kind of service. You're not selling anything of value. You're just roping people in to pay into the scam. They're never going to stay in this system in particular. The magic number is 12. You have to have 12 people in your downline paying their membership dues before you make enough money to cover your expenses, your investment into this piece of crap. So if you recruit 12 people, every single one of them has to also recruit 12 people of their own. That's 144 new recruits. If even one of them fails to do this, they're not going to be making enough money to actually recover their losses from the membership dues. And if you're supposed to be getting money, and easy money out of one of these get-rich-quick schemes, and you're paying in instead of getting paid, you're not going to stick around for long. It's just going to go away. You're going to let it go. You're going to say, screw you people, I'm out of here. This is a scam. And so they quit paying. If even one person does that, you don't get your 12 people in your downline. You have 11 now. And that's not enough to recoup your losses either. So your easy money is affected by the efficacy of your 12 recruits being annoying enough to recruit 12 more people each. It's 144 people. Keep that in mind. Another complaint that was raised in the comments: you're ruining potential opportunities by attacking this valuable business. My response to that is really simple. Bullshit. What that really translates to is, hey, if people realize this is a scam before they've paid, I'm not going to get any money. Shut up. Let me scam these people. No, I can't. That's ridiculous. You're ripping people off and you know it. If this really was a get rich, if it really worked, everybody'd be doing it. Everybody would be rich. We wouldn't have a 99% problem. There wouldn't be a recession, and so on. Some kind of common sense has got to be screaming in the back of your head that this is bollocks. And that's you trying to stomp on that voice. Finally, the last one that made me chuckle, and I had to comment on this, is the comment that I need to clean up my language. Fuck you. No, I don't. Like I said in the comment where I replied to that, if something's bullshit, I'm going to say it's bullshit. The colorful language isn't necessary, strictly speaking, but it really does get the point across. I haven't used all sorts of swearing throughout this video. I've sworn a few times, of course. But there's lots of other words too, and you might want to listen to those. So let's get back onto the other topics. That covers the first big one. All the comments, all the defense of the scheme. What interests me about this is that nobody really seems to have any idea what products or services are even being sold by this company. All the market speak and all the defense and all the aggressive selling all focuses on referrals. Get your downline established and you'll get your money coming fast. Nobody even talks about what this thing does or what the company sells, what services it offers. We have the vacuous discount thing, but we've kind of already pissed on that popcorn. And then that's not really worth paying for. I can go get a merchant or an affiliate code anywhere. I can go buy a newspaper and get a bunch of coupons. It's not that hard to find these discounts. What's interesting, though, is that nobody's mentioned anything else. Why do I know more about what this company sells than its own representatives? Think about that. I had to go look, but I did it. Again, everyone likes to mention the discounts, but I haven't had even a single person who's defending this program or this scheme mention the tax software that WakeUpNow sells. Or licenses, rather. What the hell does tax have to do with this thing, right? But, no, there's a program called Tax something or other that they sell access to. And presumably it's one of the things that they sell to people. Nobody's ever mentioned it, unless I bring it up first. It's not a selling point. At least it's not one that any of these market people want to talk about. Nobody mentions any of the other products or services that WakeUpNow actually markets and sells. If you think I'm wrong, please provide an example. Just let me know one thing besides the discounts and this tax program that WakeUpNow sells or licenses. Please leave it in the comments. I look forward to it. In case you didn't catch the dripping sarcasm in that, it's because I've looked around and there isn't much else. Certainly nothing worth the big membership fees that these guys expect you to pay. Incidentally, if you don't pay, you don't get money. You don't have the opportunity to go get referrals or money, and your upline doesn't get anything for you either. And that leads pretty nicely into the third main point. Some of the people that I've debated this with openly admit that they don't do any work at all after they do their initial recruitment. They go as far as to call this easy money. Because all you do is sign up, you pay your dues, you sign up 12 people under you, and you sit back and watch that money just roll in. Lean back in your chair, you're rocking $600 a month, not having to do a thing to earn it. Oh yeah. What bullshit. Does it not occur to you that money doesn't just magically come from nowhere? What's that money actually composed of? Where's it coming from? Obviously, it's coming from the people under you that you've recruited. They're paying something of, I forget the numbers now, I haven't looked for a few weeks, but they're paying a total of between $900 and $1,800 a month combined into this thing. Yeah, so something like 2 or 3 times the amount that you're getting. So this company is just scooping up the lion's share of the revenue and not actually providing anything in exchange for that, except this amazing business opportunity. But in the meantime, you're getting paid for nothing. No, you're not. That's not how it works. 12 other people are pissing away more money combined than you are. So the kickbacks you're getting in exchange for roping these people in happen to come out profitable to you. And that leads to the very last point. This is the point that nobody's addressed. Everyone's ignored it. No one has even acknowledged that I've said it or brought it up. You get your 12 downline members and they're paying and you're making $600 a month free money. They send you a 1099 at the end of the year and you got to pay tax on your income because, damn it, you were clever. You found a business, you invested, and now you get monthly checks. Actually, you get a monthly debit card that probably has a shit ton of fees on it, and you have to keep paying every month, incidentally, to be eligible to get that $600 a month. But whatever. You are one of 0.5% of people who actually make a profit with this referral scheme. Now, I'm not making that up. That's a number that comes straight from WakeUpNow.com in their disclosure documents. Less than 1% of all participants ever get their money back in referrals and downline revenue. That means for every 1,000 people that participate in this program, 5 in 1,000 see their money back, or make more than that. Odds are you're one of the 995 out of every 1,000 that isn't getting your money back. It's important to pay attention to that part. If you take nothing else from this, just pay attention to this nugget right here. The company provides that information themselves. They openly disclose that, hey, most people participating aren't getting their money back. It's right there in black and white. Actually, there's a bit of color in the PDF, but they're open about it. That's probably how they haven't been sued yet. And it's what they'll fall back on when they get sued by somebody who's a little bit annoyed. They come right out and admit that it's a scam. Right there in their disclosure document. But you're still going to defend it anyway. And you're going to ignore the fact that this very company that's ripping you off and telling you that they're ripping you off, but you're just going to keep on paying them anyway. So to wrap up, I'd love it if you could actually answer any of my criticisms. And as always, the comments are open. I don't delete anything except for obvious spam. Obviously, if you're abusive, you'll get a thumbs down, or eventually people will censor it for you. But usually it won't be me. But the real takeaway here is that even the company itself admits that you're very unlikely to ever turn a profit from participating in the scheme. The odds are against you. Flat out. Really bad odds. You'd do better playing the lottery. It's a lot less expensive. So, don't take my word for it. Even though I'm right. Go look at the site. Just look at the company's own public disclosure statements. Look at the fine print. It's easy to find, and it's easy to understand. There's a big chart that shows a breakdown of percentages and income levels. Less than 0.5% ever make more than they pay in. It's a scam. Simple as that, guys. There's no simpler way to put it. So, with that, I'm going to rest up my voice for a bit and get set up to do my next X3 stream. So, that'll get... Actually, that's probably going to start about when this finishes uploading. So, I hope I've helped somebody, and hopefully entertained somebody at least. If not, and it's all wasted breath, whatever. I felt like bitching. So, please, again, Wake Up Now is a ripoff. Don't let people soak you on this or sucker you in. If you're in it, get out. Get your money and run. Apologize to your friends and family that you roped into it and get them out too. There's no such thing in this world as easy money. Well, unless, of course, you're a banker, but that's another story. So until the next scam comes up, take care, and thanks for watching.